Welcome, everyone, to another edition of Triton Boys Basketball. I'm Andy O'Hara alongside Kenny Barnhart and the Hall of Famer Orion Lemler here for the Triton Trojan Sports Network as the Trojans welcome in the Bremen Lions to the Trojan Trench. Bremen comes in with an 8-11 record, looking to bounce back following a tough three-game stretch. Matt Miller, in his first season as the Lions coach, started off well with wins against Argus, LaVille, Penn, and South Bend, Washington. His team is battle-tested with a tough conference schedule, is looking to get geared up with 3 games left before they head into sectional play. Triton comes in with a 14-5 record, 6-2 since the Bi-County tournament. The Trojans are looking to build some momentum after a tough loss on Saturday night, heading into pivotal conference game Friday. And as well as into sectional play. Coach Groves heads into tonight's game looking for his 270th career win in this final home game of the season. Coach Groves is 12-7 versus Bremen, and Bremen leads the all-time series dating back to the 1963-1964 season, 38 games to 32. According to John Harrell, Triton is favored 57-43. Triton comes in averaging about 60.7 points per game on offense while allowing 44 points per game on defense. Versus common opponents, they are 4-4. For the Trojans, following a tough game against Argus, they need to continue playing team basketball, and they also just need to find that good rhythm on offense and be patient as their turnovers have really dropped in single digits in the last few games. And then they need to go back to letting that defense create opportunities on the other end, as tonight's going to be a tough game against Bremen, but yet the Trojans need to have this little bit of a momentum shift going into Friday's game as well as sectionals. Of course, we're going to be missing Kaden tonight, so I'm the only person giving the, I guess you would call the color commentary, if you will. Bremen comes in with averaging 41.7 points per game on offense and allowing 52.8 points per game on defense. And versus common opponents with Triton, they are 4-2. So with that being said, we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back after the national anthem and the starting lineups here on the Triton Trojan Sports Network.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Trojan Trench for tonight's contest between the Bremen Lions and your Triton High School Trojans. On behalf of the Triton community and the entire staff and student body of Triton Junior Senior High School, we welcome Bremen as our guest at tonight's game. At this time, if you are not already standing, please rise, and gentlemen, kindly remove your hats as we will honor America with the playing of our national anthem. This is the 71st meeting between Bremen and Triton. The last 58 years, Bremen leads the series 38 wins, 32 losses. Now, let's introduce our starting lineup. First, for our guest, the Bremen Lions. Number 20, Zach Zarnecki. Number 34, Brady Ginter. Number 40, Ty Feldman. Number 50, Carson Miller. And number 52, Baylor Orcutt. Bremen is coached by Matt Miller. Now, let's meet the starters for your Triton Trojans. A senior, number 4, Hunter McIntyre. A junior, number 10, Ashton Oviedo. A senior, number 14, John Gardner. A junior, number 24, Tyson Yates. And a senior wearing number 34, Keegan Westafer. And Triton is coached by Jason Groves. Our officials for tonight's contest, Jason McCamick is our referee. Our umpires are Brett Patrick and Trent Long. We ask that all fans and players demonstrate an attitude of good sportsmanship throughout tonight's game. Disruption of this or any athletic contest will be grounds for removal and possible exclusion from attending future events. Your cooperation and positive support is greatly appreciated.
All right, there we go as Don got us underway here as Orcutt and Gardner will start the tip. We're going to have Keegan Westafer, Hunter McIntyre, Tyson Yates, and Oviedo, the starting 5 out there for Triton, with Zarnecki, Ginter, Feldman, Miller, and Orcutt, the 5 for the Lions. Ball swatted out of bounds. Yates will keep it alive and Triton controls the tips to start out the ball game. Oviedo brings it up. He'll let the offense take shape. Hands off to Gardner, to Westafer.
Little different look. Get all the seniors in tonight for their first or their official last home game.
Oviedo, 3 ball on its way, puts it in. And Ashton Oviedo back in the scores column with that 3 ball.
That's what he needed to do these last few games. He just has not gotten things clicking, and he need to get him to have a good game.
As Triton in the last few ball games has shot, the last 6 out of 8 games has shot 38% or less from beyond the arc. 3 ball on the way from Ginter off Zarnecki off the side iron. Orcutt steps on the baseline, and Bremen turns it over. As I said in the pregame, this Bremen team's a battle-tested team. They're one of the toughest conferences in the state of Indiana as far as up there in that northern Indiana conference. I mean, there's some tough teams up there.
Yeah, you start getting north of 30, gets up into there, it gets pretty tight.
And they got their hands full. They lost to John Glenn in their last outing. Triton saw Glenn twice here this season. Yates on the left wing, waits for it. McIntyre calling for it. Sets the screen for Tyson Yates. Yates out the foul line, drives through, trying to get through, but I think we're going to get a travel call as he tried to go, but couldn't quite get the ball up there. A travel call is warranted. Of course, we don't got our star analyst and Kaden Atkins. He had to work tonight, so he said he'll be chatting with me. We tried getting Kinsey, but she didn't want to do it. So Ginter gets it. He gets it knocked away. It'll stay right here with the Lions. As we said, these two teams have faced off numerous times. 38-32 is the all-time series. So as Coach Grove's looking for win 270 here tonight at the Trojan Trench, last home game of the regular season.
Had her homecoming earlier there in the JV halftime.
Travel there on Orcutt, as our homecoming king was Caleb Lemler and our homecoming queen was Haley Carson. So congrats to them. And Yates now going to bring it up. Trojans need to get some momentum going into Friday night. Oviedo gets on the right wing, step back, goes to Yates, steps into a 3 here on the near side, can't get it go, back iron. Rebound knocked right, gets his own rebound after it was tipped. Oviedo thought about it, and he'll say he traveled.
Happy feet tonight. That's 2 turnovers apiece each team, so.
And like I said, coming into this one here in the pregame, that oh man, now
he's gonna keep the chat really lively tonight.
What's the biggest door we got here? Because I don't know if he'll fit through it.
The ag shop door.
Okay, Orcutt corner 3 on the way, no good. Rebound's going to go to Miller. Miller now on the left wing, tipped by Gardner, and Gardner fighting for it. Ginter comes away with it, and now back down in to Feldman, blocking charge on Hunter McIntyre coming up. Hunter tried to get there to get his feet planted, as Kaden likes to see those charge calls. Couldn't quite buy that one for the senior.
So some of these last few games, these guys are just getting set, and they're just not getting those charge calls that they've seen earlier in the season.
Ginter on the left wing working against Oviedo. Works back up, hands off to Feldman. Feldman now working with McIntyre, kicks it on over to Zarnecki. Miller drives, top of the key. Gardner makes him pump on the brakes. Hands back to Ginter, cross court, too high of a pass as that one goes out of bounds, and Triton forces a turnover. That'd be, by our count, the 3rd turnover for Bremen. Oh man, I'm going to work that in the first broadcast on Friday. I'm going to work that into it. Star analyst.
Yeah, if you didn't catch, we did get permission to broadcast our Knox game here on Friday night.
So that game will be live, I do believe.
Yep.
Westafer works, tries to go down to McIntyre, but can't get that one there as Zarnecki intercepted it. Zarnecki goes to Ginter on the right wing. Feeds Miller now in the corner. Miller dribble drive, pull up jumper from the free throw line. Back iron too strong. Gardner gets the rebound. As Oviedo now bring it up for the Trojans. Yes, Kaden is the Tony Romo of high school sports analysts. I do agree with that one. Does that make me Jim Nance? Man, I've stepped it up. Well, I don't know. I do that thing that Jim Nance does. Oh, man. That's great. Thanks, Haynes.
So
Yates.
Ginter's going to get Bremen's first foul of the night.
So both teams with a single foul apiece. Westafer corner 3 off the inbound. Can't get that one to go. A little too strong. Rebound to John Gardner. Tip for McIntyre. Oviedo catch and shoot 3 all the way. Flushes out. And Miller gets the rebound.
You might see some of these seniors do a little bit different things tonight, maybe. Just last time to really play on this floor.
And Carson Miller gets the Lions on the board. 1-point ball game.
Of course, we are hoping in about a week and a half they are back on this court.
So we got the sectional draw here on Sunday. Westafer steps into a 3 in the corner. Can't get that one to go in and out. Gardner with the putback, blocked by Orcutt. Yates now top the key. Tipped there by Miller. Another turnover for Triton. Miller's got the room. Here comes Westafer to try to knock it away and knocks it away. Put back by Zarnecki, no good. Rebound to Carson. Miller goes back up strong with it, gets on the side iron. Miller wants a call, now he gets one. As Bruce Johnson and Cole McKinney will now check in, as well as Marty Mangus for the Lions. As Carson Miller goes to the line for two. Our first free throws of the ball game. It was a nice effort by Westafer to try to get down there and knock it away, as Yates kind of had a different angle. As Westafer comes out, as does McIntyre. Orcutt comes out for the Lions.
34, Westafer.
And the Lions take the lead from the charity stripe now, 4-3. Triton hit that early three and they need to bounce back. McKinney on the left wing. Back to Oviedo. Feeds Gardner, hot pass. Bruce Johnson for three, puts it in, and Triton answers right back. Bruce Johnson off the bench gets a big three ball to go. Ginter trying to break the trap. Goes to Miller. He'll have to walk a tightrope. Goes in the corner now to Mangus. Back on top to Ginter. Miller drives through, goes up strong with the left hand and gets it to go through traffic. Tie ball game.
Miller's got all of Bremen's 6 points.
Both teams hitting 2 field goals here in this first quarter. Trying from beyond the arc. For Bremen inside the arc. Cole McKinney now on the far side, within the corner against Zarnecki. Zone defense look here, see how the Trojans can battle it here. Gardner with it. Back on top to Johnson. To Yates, he'll pull him the dribble, driving the baseline, gets close to that one. Back to McKinney. Yates will try a catch and shoot three. Can't get that one to go, rebound to Zarnecki. Triton shooting 2 of 7 from beyond the arc here in the first quarter. Miller, pull-up jumper and transitions in, and Bremen takes the lead.
Carson Miller.
Cole McKinney now top. Feeds Gardner in the high post. Oviedo catch and shoot three. Can't get that one to go in and out as Triton's missed. Now 8 3-pointers here in this first quarter. Zarnecki with it. Tipped by Oviedo. He'll accelerate. He'll save it on Hill. Whoa, he throws it off him, but the wrong trajectory as Feldman recovers the ball. Carson Miller goes up strong, knocked away. Mangus gets a hold of it.
I don't think I'd call that a shot.
Was knocked away. Carson Miller catch and shoot three from the corner, in and out. Rebound, Bruce Johnson. Yates now bringing it up, leaves it for Bruce. Now to Oviedo. Back to Johnson. He'll try another one. Puts it in. You heard that one all the way from up here. Tickle the twine.
So Triton's only attempted 1 2-point shot and didn't get it to fall, but they're 3-9 now behind the arc.
Miller up to Mangus now on the right side. Back to Miller. He's topped the key. Goes to Mangus on the right wing. Feeds down low to Feldman. Knocked away by Bruce Johnson. Miller now up top the key. He'll drive. Tries to go through Oviedo. Got a piece of it. Feldman deep corner 2 on its way. Side iron short of the mark. Cole McKinney gets the rebound. Got to get rid of it. Tries to get free in the corner. Does. Goes to Gardner. Feldman with the pressure. Comes up as Gardner will let the offense come up and take shape. McKinney picked up his dribble. Goes to Oviedo. Zarnecki comes. That'll be the second team foul on Bremen.
Ooh, we have a pretzel wrapper.
Yeah.
Had to get one in.
Last one of the regular season. Noonamaker checking in, as well as Orcutt for the Lions. And freshman Cole Shively checking in for Triton. Final minute here of the first quarter. Triton leads 9-8 on 3 3-pointers that they've got to drop. Also checking in was Tony Harden for the Lions. In the corner, Bruce Johnson. Can he get a third one? Danny does. Put it in, young man. Bruce Johnson with 9 points here in this first quarter. Miller gets up the court, goes to Mangus, keeps it alive. Back on the Nunamakers, he'll give it to Miller. Trying to direct Harden here. The junior's got it now on top of the key. He'll try to drive against Oviedo. Oviedo knocks it away. Oviedo takes off. Here comes Carson Miller. He goes up strong with the left hand, stealing the basket for Ashton Oviedo. That was a nice job by Oviedo. Saw the spin coming from Harden, got a hand in there, knocked it away, and took it the distance. Mangus now tries to feed. Bruce Johnson knocks it away. Inside 10 seconds now. Johnson in transition, pushes up to Shively. Up fake, he goes baseline. Cole Shively out to Cole McKinney. Has to get it up and too late. Nope. And that'll be the end of the first quarter. Triton leads 14-8.
It's one of the problems that it seems like here. They just get that clock awareness, how much exact time is left to know, hey, I have to take the shot. There's no time to pass it. And
with Cole being a freshman, you know, he kind of had that look in the corner. I mean, I would look to shoot there, but yet kind of thought he maybe could have get a better chance on the baseline. Decided to kick it out. But like you said, these guys, this kind of things they got to get ironed out before next week.
Speaking of next week, we got a chance. We'll throw this up. If you did miss the draw on Sunday, here's what next week looks like for us. We did sign up to broadcast them all, so that first game on Tuesday, we don't have the official times yet, but Argus Lacrosse, and then the night game on Tuesday, West Central and Triton. And then on Friday night, you'll have the Culver with the winner of that Oregon Lacrosse game, and then Oregon Davis with the winner of the West Central and Triton.
They'll play a Trojan on Friday night. Trojans don't know which one, but Trojans will play on Trojan will play on Friday night.
Yep, and then Saturday we'll have that championship. So kind of nice in a way for this sectional to have, you know, Argus on one side and Triton the other, the two teams to be favored to be for that Saturday night lineup.
I'll tell you what, those second round teams do not sleep on Culver.
No.
Culver's a team that beat LaVille. That team has gotten a lot better since we saw them, and then they
yes. Well, they got LaVille, I believe.
Yep. They beat LaVille. I mean, that Culver team's a lot better than what we saw. Nunemaker to Harden as he's out there with Miller, Mangus, and Orcutt. Yates, Oviedo, Johnson, McKinney, and Shively, the five out there for Triton. Miller with it now up top the key, tries to feed to Harden in the paint. McKinney got a piece of it as Harden have to work it back to Miller. Miller with the dribble move behind the back, tries to feed Harden. Shut off there by Cole Shively. Orcutt top the key, works on over to Nunemaker. Nice job by Oviedo on Harden. He's taking him away, and they're going to say, they're going to get a push on Cole Shively, I do believe. And it is, and that'll be the third team foul on the Trojans.
Number 20.
Yep, just his first. Westafer and McIntyre had the other two fouls.
Harden receives the inbound. Goes to Nunemaker on the left wing. Pulls it back. Hands off to Harden as he gets through the screen. Step back two on its way. Back iron two, strong rebound, Tyson Yates. Yates kicks on the Jets, looking for Oviedo. Harden was right there to make sure he did. And Oviedo catch and shoot in the corner on its way. Puts it in. Ashton Oviedo, he's got 8. So two Trojans in the scoring column right now.
Yep, they're 8 and 9, so you need to get somebody else to step it up. Usually have that third player that's right there with them.
Checking in now will be Dawson Hickman.
For Lions, number 22, Dawson Hickman.
And we will be doing both games next Tuesday as we've already signed up for both of them.
So we signed up for all 5.
All 5, exactly.
So even though that we did, it is going to be pay-per-view like the girls sectional was. Not any choice of our own.
Nice feed from Cole McKinney to Ashton Oviedo.
But the biggest thing is doing that pay-per-view, it does help the school and all the participants of that sectional.
Hickman had to catch on the far sideline. He'll try to drive, goes up strong through traffic, and he'll draw a foul on the way through. It's either going to be on Shively or Oviedo, the two in the vicinity. And they're going to call on Ashton Oviedo.
Right, foul number 10, Oviedo.
As Westafer looks to check in as well as Ginter. As Hickman goes to the line for Bremen's second trip to the free throw stripe. On its way, gets that one to go. They continue to be perfect now, 3 of 3. As Carson Miller will come out. He's done a pretty good job there for the Lions. Has 8 of their 9 points.
For Triton, number 34, Keegan Westafer.
Second on the way for Hickman. Takes a friendly roll. And Yates receives the inbound. Works with the screen from Westafer. Oviedo works back through. He'll try to drive, feeds Shively down low. Harden with him in a block by Harden. Harden pushing in transition. Drives through, goes up the left hand off the glass. They got the steal in the basket there. Oviedo on the right wing, tries to go through, uses the runner, he'll draw the foul and go to the line for two, as this will be the first trip for the Trojans to the free throw stripe.
So Ginter's going to pick up his second foul.
Bremen foul, number 34, Ginter.
Feldman will check in after this first free throw for the Lions. Uncharacteristic as Oviedo misses the first one there. As Triton as a team won the season 71% from the free throw line.
Checking in for the Lions, number 40, Ty Feldman.
Oviedo pushes it to an 8-point ball game. He's got 11.
So you say, just him and Bruce Johnson. We got to get somebody else to get in that scoring column.
Up to Hickman. He gets caught, goes to Ginter. They break the press. Up to Feldman. Good feed there. Up strong, and he'll draw an and one opportunity coming up as they're going to call a foul on Keegan Westafer. As they're going to call him with a foul in the body with a push.
Triton foul, number 34.
As Gardner and McIntyre come in, as Zarnecki checking in for Nunemaker. So we'll have an and one opportunity here coming for Feldman. Gets that one to go. Bremen continues to be perfect.
Yep.
For Bremen, number 20, Zach Zarnecki. For Triton, number 4,
Yates works away from the screen. Crossover goes through, and he's going to get fouled.
So Ginter's going to get his third.
Bremen foul, number 34, Ginter.
Miller checking back in as Oviedo checks in for Bruce
for
Johnson.
Number 50, Carson Miller.
Up to Gardner now, top the key. Hands off to Yates. Oviedo gets freed up. Wanted that three, pulls back, goes to the Gardner. Gardner thought about it. Nice job by Hickman to close out Oviedo. He'll go strong with the left hand, off the glass, no good. McIntyre gets the rebound, tries to go up. Gardner with the putback, not there. Rebound, and gets his own rebound. Can't get that one to go. As here comes Hunter McIntyre, goes to Yates. You talk about a hot potato. Down to McIntyre, goes up, gets it partially blocked by Harden, looked like. Rebound goes to Zarnecki. He'll push it up now for the Lions. Up to Hickman. Hickman tries to go into Gardner, pushes off. They're going to call a foul on Cole Shively on the block. As I could have almost argued an offensive foul, and he led with that forearm.
Oh, got John.
Number 14, Gardner.
Gardner got that.
And 6 team fouls now with the Trojans with 5:03 left to go in the second quarter.
So see if Hickman can keep their perfect streak. Nope. So that would be their first miss, Bremen's, for the night.
Well, the broadcaster's jinx.
Yep, we tried.
Reverse psychology.
Yep.
Hickman's second one on the way. Can't convert both of them. Gardner goes out of bounds. Like I say, Bremen touched it last. And the Trojans will take over. Triton putting up 6 points in this quarter after a 14-8 into the first. McIntyre on the left elbow. Shively free up in the corner, takes a three with the hand in his face and puts it in for Cole Shively. We got 3 Trojans in the scoring column. Hickman now, free throw line, feeds Feldman's got a good look, blocked by Gardner. Send it back, young man. McIntyre in the transition and puts it in. That was a big block by John Gardner, and I'm sure Kaden's going nuts back in Warsaw.
Shoot, who was that? That was
Feldman.
Yep.
He had a good move down low. Nice job by Gardner. Good pass from Oviedo down to McIntyre.
Yeah, and John getting just that all, like Kaden always said, those long arm reach with out there and just get that swat without getting the body.
And he timed it just right. Like you said, he had his body away from him. That was a good block.
Bruce Johnson and number 5, Cole McKinney.
I wonder if he did yell from Warsaw, just thinking out loud here.
Well, after all that, I see Hunter has kind of broke our streak. Everybody's first shot they made was a 3. Hunter's was a 2.
Well, hey, it's got to come from somewhere. As the Trojans in the last 5 of 8 games are shot 56% or better. As Kaden said, absolutely, John Gardner's an animal. I agree with that.
You know, this is kind of bittersweet for me. I've watched these seniors all the way from 5th grade just because of being with Trent.
Yep.
And Trent played all the way up 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. And then, now, of course, taking pictures and doing all the other items, but still being all here. But, yeah, seeing all these kind of, when we had senior night, kind of went back and looked at some video of when these guys are 5th and 6th graders and how much they've changed and how much they haven't.
John probably changing the most out of the 3.
Yeah, because he always shot from the hip because that's the only way he could get it off.
Now found the Trojans here as Harden will go to the line, I believe, for 2. Foul's going to be on Tyson Yates.
Strike foul number 24, Yates.
As Harden, we'll see if he can do better in the free throw line here as they were 0 of 2 the last trip. First one on its way, goes in. Second one in and out. Gardner got boxed out by Miller. And he goes through, and a charge call coming from Cole McKinney. The foul will be on Miller.
It'll be his first, team's 5th.
Bremen foul number 50, Miller.
One of the few charges we've been able to get called in the last 3 games, it seems like.
The effort's been there. I like seeing the effort. Yates uses the screen from McKinney. Back to Cole on top of the key. Hands off to Johnson. Johnson to Oviedo. Thought about a Harden step back and took away the 3. Oviedo for 3. Puts it in with the hand in his face. And Oviedo.
14 points.
Heating up here in the first half.
Hey, it's warming up outside. It's warming up in here.
Hickman now top the key. Waits for Miller. Goes to your near side. He's just outside that attack line in volleyball. Harden catch and shoot 3 at the screen and can't get the roll. Knocked away. It goes
Triton.
out of bounds. And they say it went off on Feldman. Oh, boy, he's on fire tonight.
He's supposed to be working.
It's okay.
This is his music.
Yeah, this is his music for work tonight. Cole McKinney now top the key. As Kaden said, what else is new with him drawing a charge? Yates gets his own rebound, kick out. Oviedo again. Knock it down, buddy.
17, 4 of 6 behind the line.
Harden working against Oviedo. Goes to Miller on the right wing. He'll drive, gets caught at the free throw line. Harden catch and shoot 3 inside the arc off the front iron, no good. You're going to get a foul before the shot. That'll be, as the lines will be in the bonus irregardless. That's going to be on Bruce Johnson. There's a whole host of Trojans with 1 foul.
Yep, Keegan's the only one with 2.
Substitution for Lions, number 54, Margo.
Yes, Jody, we do agree. Cole has made that an art for him. He also had a good teacher with Quentin Amsden to watch it the last couple of years. Hickman gets that one to go. As he gets his first his 3rd free throw to drop.
Yep. 3 of 5.
So he's been there before. Only Lion, 1 of 2 Lions missed a free throw here in this first half. Second one on its way, drops. Oviedo now brings it up. Goes to Gardner outside the arc. Back to Cole McKinney. Oviedo gets caught in the screen. Hickman fought through it. Oviedo tries to lose him on the dribble, goes up strong, and Oviedo off the glass. He reopened the bank with that one. Miller now past the half-court line.
He needed this game. He had some rough games. He just couldn't get things to drop, and just need one. And then even with that Clinton Christian game, really didn't, I don't think the focus was him. We didn't get to actually see that firsthand.
Knocked away there as Harden tried to get that runner to go. McKinney pushing a transition, goes to Yates. Feeds to Gardner by himself, uses the glass and drops it in. And a timeout for Bremen. And they'll use 2 of their 5 timeouts. 35-18 here in the second quarter. Triton's on a tear, putting up 21 in this second quarter. You know, we were talking before the game. I think the last time we weren't a man down was my first year broadcasting a Bremen game.
Yeah.
Because the next year we were down, you weren't here because that was a home game because you were watching the Purdue IU game.
Well, I think I ended up, one of them I skipped. Ended up staying here.
Okay.
So we skipped and stayed here. But, yeah, last year you was out for back issues. So,
yeah, well, what else is
so
new?
we had Gavin. Me and Gavin took care of it.
So, and then tonight, we're down Kaden.
Yep, Caden's got to work. Actually, we're down Orion currently. He's over in attack right now. Margo's running the camera tonight, right now, so getting Travis and finished up with the 7th and 8th grade girls game over there.
So, yeah, 3 different broadcasts going on here in Bourbon tonight.
Yeah, we ran 5th and 6th grade over there at the elementary. Ran that one too. So
goes up to Hickman. Cole Shively staying with him. Hickman stops. Goes up to Zarnecki. Back to Hickman. Feeds Mangus down on the baseline. Finds Miller in the paint. In the low block. He goes up strong, draws the foul, and one opportunity coming for Carson Miller. So the foul will be on Bruce Johnson. Back-to-back fouls on him as Connor Large will see some time.
Number 22, Johnson.
As the JV won earlier this evening. It was a barn burner in that JV. It was a tight game from start to finish. The Trojans won there in the final seconds, 30-28. Miller gets that one to go, converts the N1 opportunity, and draws them in a little bit closer. Yates now past the half-court line, works with the screen. Oviedo getting freed up top. Trying to get freed up top. Back to McKinney on the attack line. Gets knocked away by Nunemaker. McKinney regains possession. Back to Oviedo. He'll step into a 3. Back iron just off the mark to the left. Back to Yates in the corner. Yates with the jab set. Spin move. He goes up strong off the backboard. No good. Rebound to Miller. Yates wanted a call. Miller in transition tries to crossover against. Goes Nunemaker for 3. Back iron. Hit the backboard first. No good. Cole McKinney gets it up to Oviedo. Oviedo trying the stutter step, goes up strong, revert. Oh, tries to go up and underneath. He'll draw the foul and go to the line for 2.
So Miller's going to pick up his second.
And that'll be big as he's done all 11 of the team's 21 points. McIntyre will check in. Oviedo dials it back in. Gets that free throw to go as Cole McKinney will come out.
Got to get some guys to catch up.
Oviedo tickles the twine there.
That's 21 for Oviedo now.
37 put up for the Trojans here in the first half as they've now put up 23 points in this second quarter as we got the final minute to go here in the first half. Screen from Miller in the corner now to Hickman. Hickman works the screen. Good switch by Yates to go back on him. Miller now going to drive against Shively. Goes up strong. I'm going to say fouls, but before the shot, I'm going to call a blocking foul. This might be on Cole Shively, and it is. And if that is, that's the 10th team foul, and the line's been the double bonus now for the next 40.2 seconds. As Carson Miller goes to the line, he's perfect.
Yep, 3 of 3. See, the other game must be finished up over there. Cruz coming back.
Maybe we could throw a headset on Travis and let him do some color commentary. Give us the feed, give us the scoop of what happened next door.
They played basketball. One team won. One team lost.
Miller rattles that one, and he continues perfection as Feldman will check in for him. Bremen putting up 15 in this quarter. Now to Yates. Groves now calling the play. The Lions settling into their zone defense. 3-2 zones. They're going to try to take this 3 ball away. As Yates waits patiently, hey, you got all the time in the world. Make him wait. 17 seconds now.
Quiet enough, we can just about hear Groves. Clear as day.
Hands off to Large, goes to McIntyre, trying to see if they can get this zone to break. Oviedo in the corner for three, puts it in! Ashton Oviedo, as that'll end it here. A shot from Zarnecki off the mark as we'll go into halftime, 40-23. Triton's out in front. As Kenny will push the halftime stats over as he gets there.
That'll be easy to see because when that one comes up, you're going to have a big old 2-0 at the top. Or 24. Get that last one. There we go. Like we said, Ashton, 24 points. Johnson with 9. Shively with 3. McKinney with 2. Gardner with 2. Westafer had those 2 fouls. And then, of course, we got Yates, Gardner, McIntyre. Well, I guess Cole, Shively, and Johnson each have 2. And then Oviedo with 1. For Bremen Lions, Miller with 13. Dawson Hickman with 4. Harden with 3. And Feldman with 3. Gettler had those 3 fouls. Miller with 2, and then Zarnecki with 1. As far as team stats there, Trojans just 3 of 4 free throws. Bremen live on a 14. 5 of 13 compared to 6 of 15 on 2-pointers. 9 and 16 and 0 of 5 behind the arc for Bremen. And unofficially, we had 4 and 6 on the turnovers.
7 and 4. You were close.
Very close.
So with that being said, as they take a break, we will too. We'll be right back on the Triton Trojans Sports Network. All right, welcome back, Triton Trojan fans. Andy here alongside Kenny Barnhart and the Hall of Famer Orion Lemler. Caden's providing remote support here tonight.
Hey, I guess, yeah, he could be one of the few support times.
Yeah, he's one of the few times he's report staff. Bremen coming in, 11 points coming off of free throws. Triton, 27 points went from beyond the arc there in that first half. But the big number for me, 12 points off the bench for the Trojans. A lot of that was we had different starters to start the game too as well. But yet Triton winning that rebound battle, 18-11. And they had a big 13-0 run there earlier in the ball game that really kind of made the difference here. Tyson Yates leading everybody with 4 assists to Cole McKinney, has 3. But Triton looking good in that first half as they've responded well. Let's see what they do here is McIntyre, Yates, Oviedo, Gardner, and Westafer the 5 out there for Triton. Ginter, Miller, Feldman, Hickman, and Harden the 5 out there for the Lions. Oviedo hands off to Yates. They're going to get things underway here. Gardner cycling, trying to get freed up. Works with Yates. On top to Oviedo, catch and shoot 3 on its way. Straight away, back iron too strong. Tipped by McIntyre. Oviedo gets the rebound and fouled by Ginter. Somebody was going to have to collide with somebody, but Oviedo got there first and got possession of the ball.
And he pretty much went straight up. Ginter was coming towards him.
Bremen foul number
So that's a big thing. That's Ginter's 4th foul. So
is Grant Devine now going to check in for the Lions for Ginter?
So just a few seconds in the second half and going to be setting probably a good portion of it.
Yates now kicks up to Oviedo on the right wing. Goes to Gardner, back to Yates, top of the key. Yates trying to get through. Leaves it for Yates as Devine's got to stay with him. As Devine draws a blocking foul. Was kind of moving, didn't quite have his feet set. We saw him there in the JV game make some pretty good plays for the Lions. Gardner to inbound. Up top to Yates. Harden going to stay with him. Back to Gardner. Westafer down the left wing. McIntyre sets it for Keegan. McIntyre back to Gardner. As Bremen kind of selling to a man defense, as Tyson Yates gets that one to go off the glass.
Hard to believe as much time as he's went through and different shots, that's his first 2 points.
Miller up to Hickman, alone for 3 in the corner, too strong. McIntyre tries to keep it alive and can't quite get there. Miller receives the inbound, hands off to Devine as he goes down to Feldman. Up, oh no good. Rebound goes to McIntyre. Oviedo now kicks on over to Yates in the corner. Westafer up top the key. Miller giving him a lot of space as Yates drives. He'll get fouled by Harden.
That's his first, of course, team's 3rd already this second half.
Number 12, Harden.
As Kaden says, we might see some different looks here on offense here, but like I said, the scoring might slow down as Bremen's going to come out aggressive, like you said, man defense, which is what they have here in this 3rd quarter. Harden pushes up to Hickman in transition. Back to Hardman on the right wing. Harden drives, and he'll travel. Got Harden, Hickman. Boy, you've got to combine the two. I'm known for combining names and making new ones and words and everything else. And Caden's not here to correct me. He can digitally, but he can't vocally.
And we just let you go, so
exactly. You guys just let me go. Caden, he holds me accountable. Yates trying to get Harden to leave his feet. Works with the screen. Feldman switched. Kick out to Gardner. Gardner goes to Yates on the left side. Works the screen from McIntyre. Yates now to drive. Spin move. Goes up strong, leans in the lane, and gets the roll for Tyson Yates.
Tyson Yates with the finger roll.
Devine has to kick out, goes to Hickman. Hickman kicks out. Carson Miller for 3. Can't get that one to go. Harden knocked it away. Feldman gets the rebound. Devine in the corner, the lefty for 3, in and out. Westafer with the rebound. And here comes Hickman, and we're going to get a foul on Keegan Westafer. As Bremen 0 of 8 from beyond the arc. Can't quite get that 3-point basket to drop here. And Ginter with those 4 fouls will check in for Harden.
Foul number 34, Westafer.
And Bruce Johnson now checking in.
Checking in for the Trojans, number 22, Bruce Johnson. Also checking in for Lions, number 34.
Carson Miller off the glass, off the inbound.
He's up to 15 points for Bremen.
This was the first points of the second half for the Lions. Yates goes to Oviedo on the right side. He'll drive, goes baseline, feeds it back to Tyson, and too far out of reach. And Cole McKinney now will check in for Hunter McIntyre.
Substitution for the Trojans, number 5, Cole McKinney.
Another stat for Tyson Yates in that first half. 2 big blocks for him. We saw a big block from John Gardner. It's the team 8 blocks in the last 3 games combined. Ginter now on the far side. Feeds to Miller as he'll work to the corner. Bremen working around the post against this Trojan defense. Ginter, 3-ball on the way, off the mark. He doesn't quite catch the rim, and Gardner gets the rebound. McKinney now drives. Retreats back up top, goes to Yates. Gardner calling his number as Yates drives. Kicks to McKinney, 3-ball from the corner. Puts it in for Cole McKinney.
Cole McKinney, 3.
Well, that's the 7th Trojan to score now, so finally getting some other ones on the board.
The balanced attack is proven strong here as Ginter gets caught. Feeds it back to Devine in the lane, the right-handed runner off the mark. As McKinney pushes up to Tyson Yates. Yates step move, goes over to Johnson in the corner for 3. Puts it in for Bruce Johnson, and he's in double figures. And a timeout for Bremen as they'll use their 3rd timeout. As Triton opens up the 3rd quarter with a 10-2 run.
I like that. Down there you could see Bremen, he was all set up to take the charge, and Tyson just stepped back enough and around him that made him look, never touched him.
And the nice thing, like we saw, like you said, the footwork right there, Yates really put the brakes on. He had to, because that Bremen player Miller had all the time in the world to get himself set, but he just put the brakes on and just let that ball go instead of going up. But that was a good move by Tyson. So see what Coach Groves draws up here coming out of the timeout by Bremen.
I guess there's no use to put the 6-on-5 play in tonight.
You're back.
Anybody miss me? I guess I was never here.
Well, we had some pretzel sound effects going over there when you were eating your pretzel. Oh. I'd turn you down because we don't want Kaden to get jealous back in Warsaw. We don't want Haynes to get jealous either because he hasn't got a pretzel yet this year.
Is he in the house too?
Oh, he's in the house. He's in the house. Oh, boy.
So we counting players to see if we have 6-on-5 or 5-on-5 tonight?
Let's not go there. I mean, hey, Haynes has a pretty nasty ankle break. I agree. Yates, Oviedo, Shively, McKinney, and Johnson, the 5. Devine, Hickman, Miller, Ginter, and Feldman, the 5 there for the Lions. Ginter trying to break free. Hopstead, they're going to call it travel as Westafer trying to fire him up from the bench.
And anybody going to help Tyson?
Someone's got to inbound it. Here we go. As our star analyst would like to mention on that deal, I mean, Keegan fired up from the bench there. That's hey, it wasn't free. We paid for it. We paid for it. As Kaden would mention, he wanted to see that bench fired up as Keegan Westafer showing off that senior leadership, trying to fire his teammates up from the bench. I like it. Miller now trying to work against Shively. Works left. Goes to Devine in the corner. Nice feed down to Feldman. Goes up strong off the glass. Too strong, and it's expecting some contact there as Triton comes away with it. Shively dumps it off to Johnson to Oviedo. Oviedo drives. Kicks to Yates in the corner. 3-ball on its way. It looks like it's going to be short of the mark there off the side. Rebound up to Hickman. Almost a travel. Kind of platoon swap for the Lions here coming up.
Oviedo read that pass.
Tries to go up to Johnson. Thought he had more space. As Miller now trying to work through. Goes to Feldman. Back to Miller. Miller trying to stutter step to get free. Pull-up jumper contested from the free throw line. Can't get the bounce. Rebound goes to Bruce Johnson. Up to Oviedo.
Nice pretty layup.
Ashton Oviedo.
He does that so well around the basket.
Well, as Kaden pointed out at halftime, Oviedo has 26. Bremen has 25 currently.
So Oviedo having himself a
game he needed.
Yeah, he needed this game, I think, really bad, going in, especially into Friday against Knox. Feldman puts it on the floor, goes up strong. Oviedo was planted, no charge call. As McKinney pushes up to Yates. Yates tries to go as a tipped on the way through. Devine drives in transition, goes to Miller off the glass, puts it in.
Carson Miller.
And that'll be the fourth timeout by Bremen. They'll have one left in the ball game, 2:03 left to go in the third. Triton leading 52 to 27. So the Trojans undefeated when they put up 60 points or more. They're 8 points away from that mark here.
We got a whole nother quarter and a fourth to go.
Yeah.
Did you guys behave when I went back to the TAC? You didn't get any parents mad or anything?
Not that we were aware of, I guess.
Well,
that's what happened
I still have 12. Well, true. That yeah. Let's hope that was a one-time deal. Yeah. Oh, man, I didn't think about that. There's a stat for you.
Checking in for Lions, number 12, Tony
Harden.
I don't know that I've been to 5 games in 2 hours. I could have been at 6 if I would have been back over to 6th grade. But
oh, boy. Orion's been busy from the get-go.
At least 4 of the games was all within this same building.
Orcutt, Zarnecki, and Harden checking in for the Lions. Triton's lineup unchanged. As Shively goes up strong, Miller can't quite rotate and get turned around to stop him. As he's got to tell Zarnecki to come to him as he'll break past Shively. Hickman goes up strong and he'll get fouled and might be caught on Oviedo.
I was guessing.
And it is.
Yep. So his second. Team second.
I've been closer with my foul predictions in this game than I was the last time.
So Hickman's 4 of 6, 5 of 7. Bremen shooting 12 of 15 at the free throw line. Still have yet to get a three-pointer to drop at 9 attempts.
12 of their 28 points coming from the free throw line, make that 13. Team 81%. Yates pushes up to Oviedo on the right side, trying the jab step. Triple threat on its way. Can't get that one to go. Rebound to Yates. He'll go up strong in traffic and puts it in. Banks open for Tyson Yates. Miller now with it. Goes to Harden. Goes to Orcutt, top the key. The big man will go to Miller. Back to Harden. Orcutt on the right wing. They're trying to let their offense take shape here. Trying with some good defense here with the final minute approaching of the third quarter. McIntyre and Gardner will check back in. I think they're going to there, pal. They're 4 points away from your prediction. Caden's prediction was, didn't look at John Harrell. He was pretty close. Fouls going on John Gardner, be the team's third. It's his second. As Miller's shot on the way, in and out. That'd be his first missed free throw. Miller tickles the twine for the second one. Cole McKinney receives the inbound. He'll bring it for the Trojans in this final minute of the third quarter. Back to Johnson on the right wing. Goes to Gardner. To McIntyre on the right elbow. Back on top to McKinney. As Bremen's gone away from that man-to-man or that zone defense and fell into a man-to-man defense. McKinney now working against Zarnecki. Goes to the dribble drive, spin move, goes up strong in some traffic. Can't quite get it there. As Harden's got to look on the fast break. Behind the back roll, goes up strong, draws the foul. They're going to say he traveled. hardened in disbelief as the coach telling him you can't take as many steps as you did.
Gets 11 turnovers for the Lions to 8 for the Trojans.
Cole McKinney now working against Miller. Hands off to Johnson. Trap gets caught in the corner now. McKinney goes up again. Can't get that one to go. Rebound goes to Orcutt. To Miller. Shot at the buzzer. Off the front iron. No good. And we're going into the third quarter with a score 56-30 as Triton opened up that third quarter on a 16-7 output. As Triton double digits in all three quarters.
Yep, 14-8 that first quarter, 26-15 the second, and 16-7 here in this third quarter.
So going into the fourth quarter.
Let's see, like we said, didn't catch it earlier. Friday night we will be at Knox broadcasting live, so we'll get to take care of that. And then I think Saturday, well, for us, pretty well, Saturday we'll take care of nothing.
Yeah, rare Saturday off.
Oh,
rare.
I think you got, there was something Saturday for.
There's a junior high super duo wrestling meet.
Oh,
that will not be live, I can guarantee that, but it could be recorded.
Yep, it's over at the TAC. So as far as that's for us, the broadcasting. And then you got some junior high wrestling on Thursday, and 7th and 8th grade girls will be here in this trench on that same night. No, I don't have that graphic up.
Okay. So the FFA auction, that's coming up.
Yeah,
that'll be.
Yeah, the FFA auction, like I said, it's going to be online only this year. We won't have the trucks and all the bidding on that Saturday, but that Saturday we'll start the online bidding. So get your items to us so we can get them advertised for you.
Miller close to that half-court line. Feeds it to Mangus now in the corner.
Checking in for Bremen during the first break, number 24.
Probably going to be on Cole.
And number 54, Marty Mangus.
That's his third, team's fourth.
Seth Leiby checking in. Along with Zarnecki, Miller, Mangus, and Hickman, the five out there for Bremen. As the runner from Miller drops, Gardner, Oviedo, Yates, Shively, and Johnson, the five out there for the Trojans.
So Miller, that gets him up to 20 points.
He's got a team high there. Yates goes in the middle for the runner and gets it to go. And an and one opportunity coming for Tyson Yates. And the foul's going to be on Mangus.
His first.
Foul, number 54, Mangus.
I believe it's National FFA Week, I do believe, isn't it?
Yes, they did do a farmer's breakfast this morning, kind of a drive-through style. Normally they have open up the ag room and have them come in, but with COVID, they just did a drive-through.
Miller dribbles it off his foot, and then it'll go out of bounds on the Lions. Now, I remember our breakfast was always on Friday. That was the best time. I'm telling you what, I didn't miss any food there on that deal, just so. In case you were wondering.
I was on the road this morning, so I didn't get to partake.
Well, there.
Waiting in line.
Well, Oviedo loses it. He keeps control, drives inside, feeds Yates. Yates leaves it out for Shively. Cole will go up strong to the basket. He'll draw the foul and go to the line for two.
Not sure which one of the green fellows.
That'll be on Mangus.
Mangus, his second, so two of them pretty quick. Cole has not been to the line yet tonight.
Out the front iron there.
Trojans not doing too good. They're only 3 of 6.
Like we said, they're kind of 82, 73, and 67% in their last 3 games. Shooting 57 here this evening as they're 1 point away from that 60-point mark with 7 minutes to go in the ball game.
And our 2-point and 3-point attempts and makes are exactly the same, 11 of 21.
Feeds it down to Mangus in the corner. Johnson on him. Back on Miller. He'll catch and shoot a 3, and they get their first 3-pointer to drop there from Carson Miller. As he now has 23 on the night. Yates topped the key.
Yates is the closest Trojan. He needs to score a bucket, and that would get 3 Trojans into double digits.
The foul will be on Mangus again. That'll be His third, team sixth.
Bremen foul number 54, Mangus.
Hands off to Yates, top the key. Oviedo trying to get freed up. Goes to Johnson. Johnson for three. Puts it in for Bruce Johnson. 15 points for him.
He's 5 of 5. That's all. He's only shot 5 times of all 5 of them behind the arc and got them all to drop.
They've been productive. Yates knocked it away from behind Hickman. Johnson comes away with it. Shively now in transition. Kicks to Gardner in the corner. Back to Johnson. The 6th one on the way. Puts it in. Bruce Johnson with 18.
Johnson, 3.
Thing is, I got a feeling we're going to need these points on Friday night.
Zarnicki goes to Mangus in the corner, short of the mark there. Oviedo comes in, knocks it high up in the air. As Hickman can't quite come away with it, Shively does. Shively pushing it up to Oviedo, and it gets tipped there by Zarnicki. The quarterback had a good placement there, but good placement there by Zarnicki to get in position to knock it away. As Ginter will check in, Westafer, Cole McKinney, and McIntyre all checking in for the Trojans. The Trojans put up 65 points here in this ball game.
Substitutions for Bremen, number 34.
As Harold's prediction was 57-43. Johnson thought about it. Goes to McKinney in the corner, back to Westafer. On top to Johnson, he'll try a 7th one. Can't get that one to go. Rebound goes to Miller. Ginter feeds Miller. He'll try another 3. Off the glass, no good. Rebound gets tipped. Hickman comes away there for the Lions. And that'll be the final timeout for the Lions as they've used all 5 here. Used 3 in the first half. And Kenny now can push that over.
Yeah, like we said, their Triton FFA auction, that first weekend in April will be when we can start taking stuff to bring into Bates Corporation so we can get it lotted, get pictures, get it on the website. Then that following Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, like to get most of that stuff brought over, get her logged and put in the website. And then on that, starting on that Saturday, the second Saturday of April, on the 10th, we'll turn on the online bidding, and then you'll have all the way through to the next Wednesday. Just do your online bidding, take your time. It'll be timed online bidding, and when stuff will start coming off on Wednesday once the bidding gets closed up, and then you can come back once you win, come and either pay online or stop in the office and pay, and then pick up your items you won. We will have had confirmation that the trees that we've had previously, that was one of the first things we got earlier this year. Asked if we was having the auction, and he is bringing the trees, so we will have the trees like we normally have had. So if you got stuff you need to get out to us, let us know if there's anything big items so we can get it advertised for you. And then, like I said, that first Saturday in April, start bringing things out for us. And that'll be after the ball games. That's what Orion and I will probably end up doing a lot of pictures and getting a lot of that stuff going.
Shot by Livey off the mark. Johnson with the rebound. And that's a lot of work that goes in those auctions.
Yeah.
Speaking from experience.
Mm-hmm. Who had that miss?
Livey did. McKinney with it, waits for Oviedo, top the key. He'll try a 3. Off the side, and Westafer with the big rebound. Back to McKinney, thought about it, up fake, got Miller to leave his feet, kicks in the corner. Johnson will try another one. 21 points for Bruce Johnson.
Raymond 3 for Bruce Johnson.
Hickman trying to use the spin move to get freed up. Back to Miller. Pulls back. Goes to Hickman to Ginter now. Feeds Mangus. Hickman drives, goes against Westafer, and a blocking foul on Keegan Westafer. As Westafer twice trying to draw a charge, couldn't quite get it to go.
So that's going to be his 4th.
As Johnson, McKinney come out. Connor Large, McIntyre, Westafer, Gardner, and Shively, the 5 out there for Triton.
Substitutions for Triton, number 14, John Gardner. Number 20, Cole Shively.
Adjustment shot for Miller. He gets that one to go. He's got 25. 3 players now up over 20 for both teams. 1 for Bremen, 2 for Triton. Shively goes up strong with some traffic. Kid draw the foul. Miller pushing it up in transition. Goes to Hickman. Hands off to Miller. He'll drive baseline. Goes up strong off the side iron. Can't quite get it to go. Gets his own rebound. Fights through the traffic. Can't quite get it. Gets his own rebound yet again. Back up. He'll draw a foul. That'll be the 16th foul on the Trojans.
That's on Keegan.
And that'll be it for him.
They're holding up the 5.
As Westafer comes out.
Number 34, Keegan Westafer.
So yeah, this is technically, well, this would have been senior night.
Yes.
Replacing him in the lineup.
I was hoping to have this fourth quarter be as senior night or senior quarter.
Checking in for Bremen, number 10, Ethan Nunemaker.
Nunemaker checking on as well as Cam Shively for the Trojans. 3.5 to go. Miller goes up, gets it to go.
And if they want to play in this gym again, they've got to win sectional.
Yep.
Since they Culver's hosting this year.
Chandler Westafer checks in. Hit double digits in that JV game as the JV won 30-28 here earlier in the trench. That one off the glass in the top of the backboard there for Miller. Up to Shively now. Cole Shively drives. Feeds McIntyre. The accelerator goes up and gets that one to go. Nunemaker with it.
Hunter McIntyre.
Works back right. Goes to Hickman. He'll travel inside the arc, waiting for Miller. He'll catch and shoot. Tries to get Shively to leave his feet. Feeds the cross back to Hickman. Hickman's dribble drive. Goes up strong. He'll get fouled. Fouls be before the shot, but it won't matter as they'll go to the line for the double bonus. The Trojans hit 70 points on that last make by McIntyre.
I don't think Cam even moved. Hickman just kind of bounced off of him. First one up and out.
This is the Trojans' 6th game of the season, up over 70 points.
Hickman and number 52, Baylor Orchid.
Did you have to take your shoes off to count?
No. I brought my calculator. Thank you very much. Caden's not here to double check my math, so he'll just have to take my word for it.
I seen you there scrolling down through there.
Shh. It's my cheat sheet.
Well, we all got to have them.
Oh, yeah. I need a lot of it. Shively drives. Hands off to Westafer. Back to Cole Shively in the corner. Cam Shively now. The big man kicks it back to McIntyre. Back to Westafer. 2.5 to go in the 4th. Shively now top the key. He'll drive. Goes up strong. We're going to get before the shot. I think we're going to get a foul call.
Yep, must have.
It's been a push off down below.
But if it's a okay, because they never called a foul.
How many does Hunter have? 2.
Yeah, then nobody come to the scores bench and said a foul. Whether did he step on a blind or something out there?
I don't know. Must have. I thought he called like for a whistle, and that was okay. We'll go with it. Shively now pushing in transition. He'll take off. Least it. Connor Large thought about it. Pulls it back to Shively. Cole Shively for 3. Short of the front iron. Libby with the rebound. Nunemaker up to Hickman in transition. Goes up strong. Splits the defender up. And Hunter McIntyre with the rebound. Gets caught as Orca tried to fight for it. And Hunter McIntyre will go to the line for the bonus. Zarnecki will check in. He'll come in for Hickman.
Substitution for Lions, number 20, Zach Zarnecki.
McIntyre the line for the 1-and-1 bonus. Back iron no good. Orcutt with the rebound. Goes back to Zarnecki. Inside 2 minutes to go. Libby leads in the corner for Orcutt. to Camden Hickman, number 42, checked in. Zarnecki gets that one to go.
That's his first 2 points.
Westafer leaves it for Connor Large. On to Cole Shively. McIntyre, the senior, going through. Wants to go, but he kicks it out. Chandler Westafer for 3. Up over the basket, no good.
Hey, Hunter had the right idea. I can't get it off, so let somebody else have it.
So Dominic Smith checking in as the final senior leaves the floor for the Trojans. Good group of seniors. They'll all miss this group. Hickman with it now. He'll drive. Stops. Leaves it for Zarnecki. Pull-up jumper for Zarnecki off the front iron. No good. Rebound to Cole Shively. Inside a minute to go. Up to Dominic Smith. He'll try a 3 from the far side. Puts it in! Dominic Smith! And the crowd goes wild for the junior. Hickman goes up, tries to answer, and does. Cam Shively will inbound to Chandler Westafer. Dominic told me he's going to hit a 3 one of these times on broadcast, and there he goes. The JV squad firing him up as Shively waits patiently. Lets the clock drain out as the Coach Groves will find win number 270 in his career. As the Triton Trojans will improve to 15-5 in the season as they will await destiny on Friday night to take on Knox for a share. Winner gets a share of the conference title with LaVille. So as we wait patiently here, Kenny will get the stats push over. Triton wins 73-42 as they'll get win number 32 against Bremen all time, as the record now stands 38-33.
So Oviedo had a big game here with 26 points. Johnson with 21. Yates with 8. Cole Shively with 6. McIntyre with 4. McKinney with 3. Dominic Smith getting that three-pointer, 3 points. And John Gardner with 2 for Bremen. Miller led their scorer effort with 26. Dawson Hickman with 6. Harden, Feldman each with 3. And Zarnecki with 2. Team stats there. Trojans didn't get to line too much. Just 4 of 8.
Thank you.
Bremen went quite a bit, 15 to 22. 2-pointers, 12 to 23 compared to 12 of 31. 3-pointers, their big thing, 15 of 29 for the Trojans, where Bremen only got 1 to fall of their 12 attempts. And turnovers we had unofficially of 9 to 15.
So with that being said, we'll take a break. We'll be back with maybe some interviews here on the Triton Trojan Sports Network. All right, ready? All right, welcome back, Triton Trojan fans. Andy O'Hara alongside Bruce Johnson, Hunter McIntyre, and John Gardner. First to start the seniors. Guys, heck of a way to send you off. Final game of the trench. What was it like for you guys being out there for final time here in front of everybody?
A lot of fun. Winning by 30. That's what we want to do.
Especially the neighbors up, the big brother up there to the north. It's good to always get some revenge, Hunter, from football season.
Oh, yeah, definitely. It's good to actually see more points on the board for us than them.
Yeah. I mean, hey, for you guys, for you guys, you guys were 2-2 against this team, getting the final win on your final senior night here. That was big. And Hunter, you got some big points. John, I liked hearing you yell for the ball down here numerous times here on the floor now. I liked hearing you being vocal down there.
He needs to make his presence known down there. He's a good finisher.
Yeah.
If they find him the ball down there, give him a holler, he'll finish.
Speaking of finisher, Bruce, I think the ball still has some flames on it from when you were shooting that thing here tonight, buddy. What was it like hitting those 7 threes? 6 to 6 to that 7th one.
7 threes?
Jeez. It was great. You guys got me the ball. I hit him. It was fun.
Hey, I like the confidence, guys. I know it was a tough night Saturday. You guys kind of learned a lot about yourselves and what to expect come sectional time, but big game on Friday. Has some conference implications there. What's it like, John, going into that one there? As Knox is a pretty tough team.
Just go in and win a basketball game. I mean, we can beat them. We should beat them. We're supposed to beat them. So, I mean, there's really not much to it.
There's not much to it.
On Friday,
it's all business. It's straight business.
He's got to score more points than they do.
Exactly. That's the ultimate stat there, Hunter. It's exactly right. And for Hunter, you're going into that one there. You did quite a bit here tonight with some, like you guys, like we said, John, we saw you with your long arms and that massive block you had earlier. For you guys playing down the post as seniors, what's it like? I mean, we saw a tough game against Argus. What's it like for you guys kind of not being as tall, but yet we got the muscle and the IQ?
Yeah, I know I might be a little undersized for a 5-man, but I try to make my presence known down there, call for the ball, try to get in and score easy points when I can and make the most of the minutes I get. I just try my best whenever I get in there, and whatever minutes I get, try to do whatever I can for the team, help get the win.
You know, Connor, I did feel really bad. I didn't get to see your game dunk live. I had to watch it from a restaurant in Rochester since we had the regionals that day, and although I get to see you and John dunking during pregame, I mean, I get to see some game dunks that way. So
John John threw one down during warm-ups.
Oh, I did. I saw he had me up off my feet for that one. I was holy cow. Wish I could jump that high. I mean, I can't now. All 230 pounds kind of keep me pretty well solidly grounded. So, Bruce, you going to get up there and start touching that rim and throwing one down anytime soon?
Next year.
Next year? Okay, senior, you're just going to keep us in suspense for that one, right?
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, congrats on the season. You guys are doing a real good job. Good luck on Friday, and then sectionals on their way. Can't wait for that one. So we'll probably wait for Coach Groves here, and we'll be right back on the Triton Trojan Sports Network. All right, welcome back, Triton Trojan fans. We got Coach Groves here. Coach, these guys came out, these seniors, what a nice send-off for these guys here from their final game at the Trojan Trench here on a regular season game.
Yeah, it was. You know, we talked about coming out with a lot of energy. Tuesday night, you know, the last time we played on a Tuesday night wasn't the sharpest. So, you know, they came out with some energy and emotion and got off to a good start. You know, I thought it started defensively. They did a nice job. I talked about being physical, especially on Miller on his penetration.
Yep.
Thought we had that.
And, you know, and they came out and they handled the zone defense really well, I thought, tonight here in the first half. You know, Bremen wasn't quite as fast closing out their shooters what we've seen in some other games, but yet they handled the zone really well. We're extremely patient.
Yeah, definitely. And you know, we've been working on that, obviously. It's been a kind of a focal point. And, you know, thinking about it, we're like, man, we need to let these guys be a little bit more aggressive against the zone and, you know, play like they normally play. And, you know, sometimes with a zone O, you know, you kind of get into a pass fade. And these guys just, that's not them. And so
yeah.
we had to be a little bit more aggressive, kind of just ran our man offense against the zone. And they were much more aggressive out of it and looking to attack. And they made good decisions out of it, though, too.
And rebounded the ball extremely well. 23 defensive rebounds, 34 total in the game. The guys were really cleaning the glass really well. A lot of those offensive rebounds and putbacks were really nice to watch from up here.
Yeah, you know, and we talk about that all the time. We're not the biggest team in the world. You know, it's got to be a team effort on rebounding, and our kids battle. You know, they go after the ball, they fight for it, and that's nice to see. So, you know, especially against a pretty big team like Bremen. So, you know, proud of their effort. You know, our kids always play hard, you know, so it's nice to, you know, get that effort with the execution, with the intensity and focus as well.
And then the guys, it was good to see Ashton have another, kind of get a game to kind of get him kind of kicked up, if you will, kind of giving him a good spark going into a tough game on Friday, and then Bruce hitting the threes. You have those two. But then there was a good balance of other scoring there on the bottom end of things.
I agree. You know, that's one thing, you know, where I think the key to being a good team is you recognize those things as teammates. You know, you recognize, okay, Ashton's playing well. Ashton's hot. Bruce is hot. Let's get him the ball. You know, let's do what we do. But at the same time, don't force anything. Don't push the issue. You know, let it come to you. I thought we did a nice job of that tonight. We were aggressive, but we made good decisions out of it, and it led to buckets, led to good shots by people we want taking shots.
And you said, teammates were recognizing that. I mean, the team had 19 assists. Tyson Yates had 6 of those assists on the night. The guys distributing the basketball, playing team basketball, that was huge, creating opportunities for your teammates.
Definitely. You know, that's one thing we talked about, you know, is, you know, some nights you're not going to score. Basketball is a strange game. You know, one night you may have 30, next night you may have 0.
Yep.
You know, I talked to our kids about, but what are you doing to help us win the basketball game? You know, if you're not scoring, are you playing defense? Are you rebounding? You know, are you getting the assist? Are you setting the screens? Are you doing what you can do to help us win the game? And so, you know, that's what we got to have. We got to have that unselfishness, just that team camaraderie, and I thought we had that tonight.
Well, Coach, great win here. Congrats on win number 270. As I looked earlier today, I'm like, I'm not going to mess that one up. If we win the game tonight, I was like, I'm not going to mess that one up. So, but Coach, congrats on the win. The guys look really good going into Friday. So with that being said, I'm Andy O'Hara for Kaden, Atkins, Kenny Barnhart, and the Hall of Famer Orion Lemler with Coach Groves here. Until next time, Trojan fans, remember the Trojan way.
Thanks, guys.